Thank you for joining us today, Senator Gazelka. I greatly appreciate it. Yesterday, it was announced by the Walz administration that they will be appealing the Minnesota Public Utilities Commission regarding some key permits that they issued for Enbridge's Line 3 replacement project. Can you explain how that even happened and why this is such a negative for northern Minnesota?
And I'm from Virginia, Minnesota, and now I live in the Brainerd Lakes area. So the pipeline affects so many senators, Republicans and Democrats, who represent so many community members across the northern Minnesota. And by the Commerce Department renewing this lawsuit against the PUC, it really is the governor saying, I don't want to do it. I mean, these are his two commissioners. The Commissioner of Commerce would never do this unless the governor said, I want it done. And so it's the governor that's at fault here. But the frustrating part is think about, first of all, the safety. If they're talking about follow the science, well, frankly, a 50-year-old pipe versus a brand new pipe with new technology is way safer. And now we're using trains. And so safety-wise, it's like, why would we not do this? Why would they delay? It's been over 5 years of permitting, which is like, it's just not that difficult. That's a big one. But the second one is jobs. The numbers for jobs is 6,500 local high-paying jobs, of which 4,200 are construction. Most of those are outdoors, so we're calling them COVID-safe jobs. I mean, if the virus does pick up, it may or may not, but frankly, outdoors is the way to be. And so all of those blue-collar union jobs are just up in smoke. And he promised the 49ers, Jason George, that they would get this done. And here we are a second time. I mean, when he first took over, he could have decided not to continue this lawsuit. He did decide to continue it, and here we go again on it. And so those are two big ones. And then the third one is with a new, more expensive pipeline, property taxes go up across northern Minnesota, and it's about $35 million. That $35 million goes into all these little communities that, frankly, are struggling for resources right now. And so there's no good reason not to have done it. And frankly, I've been up and about around a lot of that area. The Line 3 signs are everywhere, and they're not just with Republicans. They're with Tina Smith. They're with, it's kind of, it crosses both sides. But for whatever the governor has decided to put the kibosh on it.
Absolutely. And you make a good point on that. I mean, I'm personally from Boston, Minnesota, and so I go over there a lot to visit family. I live in Duluth now, but just driving through Grand Rapids or just going through the Clearbrook area or Boston or Bagley, there's a lot of Minnesotans for Line 3 signs, whether they are a Democrat or whether they're a Republican. What's your view on why would the governor want to continue to delay this?
Well, the question is, who is he listening to? Because he does have people near him, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, that has been very, very anti-pipeline. And I don't know if he's taken advice from her, but whoever he's listening to is leading him in the wrong direction. And yeah, I used to live in Bemidji too. And so Boston, Clearbrook, Bagley, I know that whole area. And it's like, it made no sense. And I think the key to this, if you look at the fact that you had Democrats like Tomasoni and Bach and I think Eakin, and you had Republicans like Eichhorn and Utke and myself and Rarick. I mean, it was a bipartisan group. So it wasn't, there was no reason not to do it. I can't think of a good reason, but you're going to have to ask him because it makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's extremely frustrating. I mean, I don't remember the last time northern Minnesota just hit 24% in unemployment, but I figured if there was any reason to really push this forward, to really get everyone together on both sides of the aisle, it would be this. It would be high unemployment rates and also, as you said earlier, protecting the environment. Extremely frustrating.
Yeah, and then add Polymet to this one, with over 15 years of permitting, and Twin Metals is behind that. That's another thousands and thousands of jobs that our region needs, northern Minnesota needs. And so, I'm going to continue to pressure the governor, and my hope is that he will relent. But the citizens need to speak up and just let them know how frustrated they are, and maybe they'll have an impact that I haven't been able to have.